Hello and welcome everyone, this is Blackadder at Blackadder's Place. Welcome you to today's stream. It's going to be a bit different as, there was a live match from AOL Destroyers summer tournament scheduled for today. It was supposed to be starting a bit earlier, but no matter. No matter, we are going to be having the players nonetheless ready. It's going to be Pennywise, aka Thomas Shelby, and he's going to be playing against Kiludai. So actually having a bit of luck on streaming plenty of Ukas, the Uncapable's first round matches. Yesterday we were streaming the ending to Swiss Boy with Domantas, and then before that it was Matreus versus 50 Shades at the very start. So today it's going to be another one, should be quite a high level, and we are gonna be yet again having the same settings, best of 5. The gods cannot be chosen twice in the match, so they're gonna be having to show us quite different gods and skills and whatnot like that, as the first map is gonna be chosen by Kiludai, who is like the home player, and he's gonna be apparently choosing Watering Hole, playing Azara, and he's gonna be playing against Thor from Pennywise. So that's definitely making sense. Ra is like the major god for Kiludai, so he's gonna be starting strong, and Thor is quite a solid god on Watering Hole, especially on Vanilla, but yeah, well, on Titans, of course, not going to be all that shabby either. As Watering Hole is quite a nice high hunt map, and high hunt maps usually quite favor Norse players, and he's gonna be of course quite happy about the possibility of the boom here, as Norse do have quite good capabilities at that. So GLHF, exactly like that. We are starting with the first game of today's stream, and we are gonna be already seeing of course a bit of water on the Watering Hole, but much more importantly it's gonna be about probably a bit longer game, maybe you would be expecting, as it might be just a basically boomy all across. We have definitely seen about that a bit later. So right about now, Pennywise is going to be starting with quite nice medium gold mine right next to his base. And he's going to be having even a few hippos, and of course the starting hunts. So far the base seems to be rather okay, even though sometimes you could be kind of unhappy about not having all that much of room behind your base in there. Though here in Age of Mythology it's not much of a problem, as it sometimes can be in Age of Empires too, especially. So yeah, well, you can see Kiludai starting gold is going to be completely and utterly safe. So he doesn't have any kind of problem with that at all. It's going to be certainly quite significantly helpful to him. A few extra hippos to the top side, of course starting with the gazelles. And already discovering the second TC. Even though, looking at this, that almost seems like it's not going to be entirely all that safe, because there's apparently going to be passage here, there's going to be a passage there as well. At least it seems to me that way so far. So kinda has to be hoping that maybe at least the right side is going to be better protected and kinda better cut off than it so far seemed like. Okay, seems like it's gonna be actually cut off. You can see Pennywise already discovering the side of the map in there. So he will be knowing that he doesn't have to be taking care of that. And it, of course, well, Red doesn't know it yet, Kiludai, but he's gonna be knowing soon enough that he's gonna be having quite a good swath of land in that, which is probably gonna be, of course, resulting. Now, it wouldn't be that much of a surprise if even like a front TC was there, but usually it isn't. Usually it isn't. Usually there is only one back TC on Watering Hole. You can see quite a good combination with the gold though. It's gonna be certainly helpful for 2 TC fast 3 heroic folder, as there are gonna be TCs in the middle. That's how Watering Hole spawns. Therefore, we should be waiting for that. How far away they're going to be from Kiludai and potentially from Pennywise as well. So there's gonna be a secondary gold mine all the way to the right side. It's gonna be certainly helpful for Kiludai. It's gonna be allowing him to be potentially having 2 points on the map where to get a gold, and this one should be reasonably safe, as we have said. It's gonna be hard divide. Therefore, if there's not going to be any kind of surprise connection here, then he should be having easy time, for example, walling here. And maybe even just here, if he wants to be completely and utterly safe. And the gold is going to be pretty much unreachable for the opponent. Unless, of course, unless he's going to be building docks and moving forward from that. And we are, well, basically talking about the docks here. We have already seen this TC that seems to be in water range. Just so. Just so. So I'm thinking this is something that Kiludai could be using a bit later, and Pennywise will have to be careful about, as otherwise his front TC is reasonably positioned, considering it's a Watering Hole, and it's gonna be still waiting for Kiludai's front TC, which might be... no. Seems like there's a bit of water here still. Maybe not. Who knows? Gonna be seen a bit later. But yeah, well, there's a TC on the left side, it's not gonna be on the right, on the first spot where I was looking for that. Therefore, we kind of know exactly the positions, and it's not entirely that bad for Kiludai. Because he's already gonna be having the second TC here, quite certainly. And the third one being on the same side might be making it a bit easier for him to control this part of the map. So it's not really that bad. And considering that on the right flank he so far seems to be completely cut off, he could be having quite a nice trade from here all the way to this TC. So far, not a bad map at all for him. Let's check the first relic. It's gonna be faster myth unit build time. That's not exactly a great one. Not gonna be making all that much of a difference as... Okay. Did he see him? I don't think he did. I think he actually missed him. He didn't see that exactly, so there's gonna be a front temple right about now from Pennywise, going for the map quite aggressively. Apparently doesn't want to be reaching any kind of extremely long game or whatnot. And that's of course kind of interesting to see, rather interesting to see. Quite obvious that he didn't see it, because if he did, then the Pharaoh would be quite inevitably coming there. Just kind of looking if he's maybe scouting for shifting sense or whatnot. He's gonna be already advancing about 420, which is quite decent. So maybe some shifting sense might be coming on. And it could be, yeah, exactly, disrupting the hunters. Already Pennywise realizing, oh well, shifting sense shenanigans are gonna be coming forward. Right now on the gold mine. Can be coming just quite easily back, or he could be moving like where? He doesn't have all that much of a secondary hunt, only into the middle. So let's see, shifting away. Good spread. Very good spread indeed. It's a nice defense against all the problems that could have been potentially following. But right about now, he can be just basically following through with a bit of a threat and keeping his opponents on his toe. Oh, they are right now on one spot here. They're gonna be probably easy to shift if he decides to do so. But he doesn't so far. So at the same time, it might be even resulting into a bit of a like... Okay, this is actually quite a nice idea. Maybe resulting into a bit of a like forcing the opponent to basically not gather gold at all. But he doesn't even want to be using the shifting sense, who knows? Maybe that's the case, but of course he's gonna be coming for the second DC as you're expecting. And the opponent is not gonna be quick enough with some kind of army in the middle. So Pennywise will have to be still probably heading at least into defense with at least a few units. You can see Hersey right now meeting Mr. Vajet with together Smenkare, actually double K in there, in the middle. And this is almost gonna be, he's probably gonna be waiting, as he's gonna be killing the door for a few more Hersiers that he could be stealing with the shifting sense. Thinking that might be exactly the case here, and what he wants to do, but unfortunately the Hersier is already dead. So Pennywise is already heading into a bit of a disadvantage here. Gonna be getting the second longhouse and just continuing and moving back to this hunt. That is a fairly clever idea, because obviously he's gonna be safe here, like the safest spot for him. And if he's gonna be losing the position in the middle, then he is already quite significantly screwed. So Patrol and Budget are all dead, and the Hersier is in. Still disrupting, of course, on the gold mine. So this Pharaoh definitely doing his job for his people, and quite significantly so. You can see only 45 gold shiftings are already in. Gonna be stealing at least that one Hersier, and maybe he just wants to be coming back right about now for... Not exactly for the rain, apparently, but maybe he does have some kind of reason for that. Why he wants to be having the Pharaoh back for a bit of a gold gathering in there. Maybe that's the reason. Maybe that is the reason that he wants to be kickstarting his economy, and therefore... he wants to be just having a bit more safer situation, because he's definitely heading right about now for the gold and for the food for the heroic age, as you would be expecting. And in the meantime, of course, the forward build-up by Pennywise didn't do anything at all, as he had to be defending the whole time about like 2 minutes at this stage. And quite obviously, that's probably going to be resulting into this forward base being quite a failure a bit later, because Keludai so far hasn't been disrupted at all, and once he's going to be in the heroic age, then the push is probably going to be a whole lot more than this forward base can be handled, even with the TC that is going to be right now taken. It's certainly quite a possibility for him at this point, as he's still going to be having at least a bit of a food, and well, all the way through back, that's going to be pretty much the same for Keludai. And since we know that this is completely cut off, there is not any kind of like passage or whatever, he's going to be having 2 completely safe gold mines here on the right flank. On the left flank, the one right next to the TC. So really a pretty good map so far, and pretty good game for him, as he's gonna be getting Hendax, and well, Hathor shouldn't be really that far behind and far away from the battle. She's gonna be already coming in. It's gonna be right about now switching into... Is he gonna be switching at least and gathering from the Highness? I mean, like, he could be at least gathering from them. It's still about like 150 foot. Not entirely all that small number, an insignificant number overall for him. So yeah, well, so far haven't discovered the second relic. It's gonna be hidden somewhere on the left side. Who knows where? As the villager is coming forward, probably gonna be trying to wall up this part of the map. And I'm not entirely certain he actually knows about the forward TC. I kinda do wonder if he knows about it. As this could be just basically standard defense, but the wall is really quite long, and therefore it shouldn't be all that hard for Pennywise to be getting around it, or just basically straight through it. Okay, let's check what is right now going on. Oh, that's a lot of upgrades. Pickaxe, Bowsaw, Skin of the Rhino, and Hathor. So Giludai is gonna be having a really nicely prepared game, even though he's losing on the score. That's gonna be changing fairly quickly. Fairly quickly indeed. That's all the way to the top. Just a piggy kind of scouting. You can see the crocodile. Maybe you wanted some kind of secondary idea how to go for him in there. Now to the bottom. He's gonna be right now heading into what Giludai is gonna be just about now doing. So he's moving apparently for the gold here in the middle. He's gonna be even heading with the Migdol right next to it. So he's going really quite aggressively. Yet again, just gonna confirming that this TC is gonna be probably dying fairly easily. With the Migdol next to it, there's not really all that much of an army. And Pennywise going for the third TC, which is definitely not a bad idea. I'm just kind of thinking that the front TC, he was hoping for a rush, that he would be maybe even getting a chance of stopping this TC. But Giludai played it really well and was able, it was basically just a threat of shifting sands, stop the enemy from getting gold in there. And that was exactly what was needed and what resulted into this pretty much a small disaster right now in the making for Pennywise. But maybe he's gonna be still able to get something out of it. The chance is still there that maybe Giludai is gonna be misplaying, Pennywise is gonna be playing like a god. Who knows? All is possible, and therefore we're gonna have to wait how this third EC is gonna be potentially changing the situation here for him. So going for the gold, waiting for a few more chariot archers that are gonna be coming for us, some kind of raiding around, and of course the siege works a bit later for producing a few things. As all the way to the top side, this is gonna be not that great. Locus, he was trying to cast it between the gold and the TC into the escape route. Unfortunately, it didn't exactly work out all that well. Be careful about the crocodile, you're gonna have to save him. Yeah, definitely has to be right now doing exactly that. Gonna be teleported into the rock right about now, running away. As a few chariot archers are of course gonna be quite helpful. A few farms destroyed, but it shouldn't be all that much of a problem, because that was only like 3. You can see having plenty of resources in there, but maybe he's gonna be wanting to go for some kind of hill fort quite soon, especially right next to the gold mine here, and that seems to be quite risky to me. Especially since he knows that Giludai is right about now running all around with all those chariot archers. So I'm thinking he should be playing it a bit more safe, going maybe for this gold next to the top TC, and kinda not really risk this all that much. You can see that right now Giludai is gonna be exactly finding him, and he's gonna be knowing exactly what to do with that. Yeah, well, exactly. Killing villages here and there. Oh, that last arrow, it almost seemed like that it could be hitting. It's not hitting in the end. So right about that large gold mine, 3000 gold next to the front DC. No, he's having the dwarfies there, so that's the reason why he's actually coming for that, but otherwise it doesn't seem like a long-lasting idea, because as soon as the siege works are gonna be done in good numbers, and the siege towers are up, that could be pretty much a gift. A gift to Giludai, if he's not gonna be gathering from it soon enough. But it seems to me that maybe right now Pennywise is exactly realizing that kind of reality, and he's gonna be trying to gather from that as soon as possible, as the market on the right side is gonna be signaling the trade starting all the way here to the left. This is probably gonna be cut off, but would be a bit more careful and basically trying to cut off or rather scout there altogether in case there just was a kind of hole for the units to come through. As yeah, well, that's of course the attacks. It's gonna be kind of hard for Giludai, or rather for Pennywise, to do anything about. You can see Dwarf is just waiting for them Giludai in there, but Frost is in as the heroic age is as well, and that is of course quite important. It's gonna be right now still resulting into at least a few units being available. But yeah, well, those are probably gonna be destroyed by the Dwarfies, as they are in good enough numbers all around here. So how many more is he gonna be right now producing? Still having autocue apparently on both. Yep. Autocue on both. He's not right now producing any chariot archers anymore, as he's almost housed, so he wants to be getting at least a few more siege towers going, so that he's gonna be knocking out the TC. So yeah, well, this dwarf gonna be already heading for the tower. Yep. Already heading for the tower. It almost seems kind of funny. The little dwarf with a little knife against this huge siege tower, and he's actually destroying it actively. It's kind of funny. But yeah, well, the TC is definitely close, as the frost is gone. That was the only respite for him, and there's gonna be right now the unleashing of all the units, with priest destroying right now the frost giant, and of course the gold. Exactly as we said, 2000 gold pretty much given to Giludai for free, and that's not a bad one at all. Not a bad gold mine at all, considering that he's gonna be getting the TC fairly promptly as well. And of course Giludai is right about now having quite an advantageous situation to him, and it's gonna be up to potentially some Ragnarok from Pennywise. Exactly, copper shields and copper weapons coming for him. So let's see if the Ragnarok is gonna be strong enough. He doesn't have that many resources. He's not having all that much of a population limit. How many villages is he having? 60. No. You can see that the defenses are not exactly all that high for Kill You Die. For example, the TC on the left side is gonna be falling fairly easily. The TC in the middle is gonna be a bit harder because of all the towers from the starting position. You can see he's already preparing with the barracks, but he's not building. He's not building Axemen yet, so it doesn't have to be really all that great. As the Balder is right now 75% in, and it almost looks to me that with all the raiding that is right now going on, Pennywise will be kind of forced to be going for the Ragnarok as soon as he's gonna be finishing. Right now getting at least a bit of resources that he can for a few more upgrades for as long as possible, getting some bronze mail, copper mail, or the bronze shields, copper mail, and getting as much gold as possible. Right now exactly from that, that's gonna be good influx in the end. Ah, nice. Nice blockage of the Ragnarok. This is very well played by Kill You Die. And Pennywise exactly realizing that it's gonna be hard for him for the next minute to be surviving, because he needed the Ragnarok right off the bat, and he's not gonna be getting that. So therefore, Kill You Die on his home map, well, quite a nice one, of course, with the is going to be getting the first victory, and it's going to be 1-0 for him. But we're gonna be heading into the home map right about now of Pennywise, and we're gonna be seeing also different main gods by the players. So let's check into the post game. That's gonna be Kill You Die with, of course, slightly higher score. Slightly higher score, but overall well controlled from the very beginning. And that early stage, we basically threatening with the shifting sense with the Pharaoh in there. That was very well done. Pennywise did what he could have, but unfortunately, it just wasn't enough. It just wasn't enough to avoid the damage that was already being done. You can see only 8 military, just trying to go for the Ragnarok straight up, and it just didn't work out. I'm kind of curious if actually Kill You Die is gonna be going for 3 Egyptians in the first 3 games. Definitely a possibility for him as they're starting into the second game. You're gonna be waiting for them. Yeah, well, the military for Pennywise, he was just going for. He was just going for right about now. The Rak. That was like the only play that he was having at this point. As at the start, he couldn't get a chance to stop the second TC, and he just was kind of heading only into this chance, and it didn't work out. So GG.